film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast, because indie film, yeah, anyway.
No, it's right where it needs to be, Mr. Grega. Hey, my name's Mackie. Welcome to the Indie Film Sucks podcast. This is my partner in crime tonight, Mr. Chris Grega. How are you doing?
Never better.
Brock Roberts, the good-looking one, is on assignment tonight, he won't be doing it. We got a guest over to the chair that I'll introduce in a second. But what I wanted to remind people is did you know, Grega, that we have a website, an Indie Film Sucks website, indiefilmsucks.com?
Really?
Where we're reviewing...
We are?
Movies, independent film movies. We're asking people to bring independent films to us, and we're going to review them.
They're doing that?
No, they're not.
Oh.
So we're asking, hey, if you're listening to this now and you're an independent filmmaker, please go on our website, indiefilmsucks.com. Check us out. Follow the instructions. Send us your films. We'll give you a review. Absolutely give you a review if it's a full feature film. And we'll definitely give you some feedback. And if it's good enough, we'll have you on the podcast. So just wanted to throw that out there because...
And maybe if it's bad enough, we'll have you on the podcast.
Yes, exactly.
What do we care? I mean, I've seen some great films. I've seen some
not
less than great films.
Yes.
And everything in between.
All right, let's get to the meat of the potatoes tonight. What do you think?
Okay.
All right, so tonight we got a guest.
Yes.
I'm
excited to be here.
No, I think that's awesome. So it's Artists United.
Artists United, yeah.
Yes, he's got a podcast. He's working on a feature film. He's got a film festival called...
M.O.A.M. So it's going to be at Westport Playhouse.
Exactly. Yeah. So we got Dustin Diggs tonight. Welcome, Dustin.
Yay. I'll clap for myself.
I am so surprised that you're here tonight, busy as you are.
Well, I think that social media makes you seem busier than what you really are sometimes. But no, I'm a busy person. Yeah.
So, hey, I'm going to ask you the famous question because it's first-time guest here, and you're in the basement on Broadway. So, Dustin Diggs, what's your suck?
My suck is my wallet. It's not very big and not very fat for any of the ideas I have. So my wallet's kind of dry and empty.
Yeah, the wallet, the purse for doing what you want to do.
Right. And I might, if it was a wine taste on a beer salary kind of deal, with everything in my life. Yeah.
I can't even afford beer.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Well, I'm having a Stella tonight, I won't tell you.
Oh, it's Stella. Hey, we're drinking water over here. So.
Yeah, exactly. I see exactly what happens here. Yes, exactly. No, I'm just as broke as you guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, Dustin, this is my night out.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good.
So, the wallet is key, and we talked to a lot of, independent filmmakers,
right.
Artists, creative people like yourself, and that seems to be a big balance of how much money do I have, and when I do have money, where do I spend it? So you seem to be in a lot of things, so you have to make a lot of decisions on where to put your lack of funds. So what do you got going on today? What do you want to dive into tonight? The mic's yours, buddy.
Well, we got the M.O.A.M. thing, which I'm pretty excited about. So I'm launching a magazine called Artists United Magazine. It was supposed to be done by M.O.A.M., but I think it's just getting pushed back because of money. I'm at a lot more pages than what I thought I was going to do, and so now that's going to be early next year.
So what was the name of the magazine?
It's going to be Artists United.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, magazine.
So it's a physical magazine.
It's a physical magazine, and it's costing me around $5,000 to produce it. I'm going to 1,000 prints of it, and right now it's at 35 pages, so it's a bunch of different articles. Like, so there's a story I wrote, there's a film, actually, a screenplay I wrote, but it was like a screenplay I would not be able to film, so I made it into just a short story.
Oh, nice.
And so I put, I'm going to publish that into the magazine, and then just a little bit of history. We do all these things for Artists United, and so one of the things we do is photo meetups all the time, and for the last 5 years we've been doing all these photo meetups. So we have so many photos of different things, of events, and so I would just love to try to publish some of the people's work that some of my photography friends. So
that put out. So So where did you decide that the physical medium of a magazine is viable in today's world? And
Well, I know I don't think it's viable, and what I'm kind of hoping is sometimes I think you guys might have trouble selling some of your movies because it's just digital. But if the DVD or the Blu-ray is a lot more probably easier to sell, and so I'm kind of hoping with a magazine it's more of like a material thing to sell that more than just hey, give us money or donate money or subscribe to this network, So
Man, I hate to break it to you, but
the
DVDs, Blu-rays,
it's still a push.
it's still a push.
Really? Okay, wow.
They're not really moving, man.
So is the $5,000 the startup cost, or do you think that's what?
That's what the print cost is. I mean, obviously, I got to get
Yeah.
I got to get I have some advertisers, but like I almost need to make it first, then at least have it like a prototype.
Yep.
Before I try to ask people for money, because it'd be a lot easier to have it and ask people for money if I had a prototype.
Well,
Yeah.
and
because it's the first issue, so yeah.
like everything else, it always is how much are DVDs, right? It's the more you make, the less it costs. But
Yes.
the more
Right.
you don't have to make as many as you need to make. Is that the same thing with printing? So you
Yeah.
have no problem getting articles. You got enough content.
Yeah.
You could probably do 30, 40, 50 pages if you really wanted
Right.
to. But when it comes to printing,
Right, that's
you
the
don't have
thing.
subscription. You don't have the revenue coming in. It's a startup cost.
Right, the cost of doing like maybe like 100 magazines or 500 magazines is probably almost the same cost of doing 1,000. So
Yeah.
like you're better off just jumping up to that next platform, I guess, or whatever bracket.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So why that? Why, maybe you explained that already, but dive into that a little bit. Why did you all of a sudden say, man, I need to put this out? I got so much on my plate already.
I think I watched the documentary about National Lampoon, their magazine.
Oh,
back
yeah,
in the
yeah.
So I think that's where it kind of.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I think that's where I was like, that'd be fun to do a magazine.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I mean, it's a dying art.
Yeah, yeah.
It's lost. I love National Lampoon. I loved like Spin magazine.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of magazines that I was very loyal to. So to have something that's maybe 27, 30 pages, that's really quick read.
Right.
Where people, you can even say, hey, has anybody got a short story they want to put out? Kind of like the Playboy aspect.
Yeah, so the magazine, it's like I would say it's a cross between Rolling Stone, because with the articles, and then
Yes.
highlights for kids, but it's going to be highlights for adults. So there's actually like word find, crossword puzzle, like find that something in the picture. What's the difference between these two photos? So there's it's an interactive kind of magazine as well as articles.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because comic books are bigger than ever, and magazines are dying out.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Well, they're so expensive now too, because you go to Walden Books, because I was like trying to buy magazines to do research for like the way the layouts and graphics, and then they're like $15, $20 for a magazine.
Yeah,
Because it's so expensive
Right.
to produce. So
Right.
so instead of it being $1.99 like it used to be, or $5, their printing costs have gone up so
Right.
much because their subscriptions have gone down so much.
Right.
So would you do a digital medium of it?
Yeah, I
as
think I'll have
well?
like a PDF that they can download on the website
Okay.
eventually too. That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
which isn't bad, but I mean I agree it's not the same thing as a physical
No.
magazine.
I
used to read different magazines, and like Heavy Metal magazine,
Yeah.
Dragon magazine,
Yeah.
and there was one called Epic and Starlog and Fangoria, stuff like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
having the physical magazine was a really cool thing. And back in the day, that was the only way to really get new information about movies and all sorts of
Right.
stuff. And now you just, couple of taps on your keyboard
There
and
you
all
go.
this stuff is at your feet, but it just doesn't hit the same way.
Right, because I go to the article I want to read, and I don't touch the rest of the. I don't touch the rest of the thing, even though it's a full mag.
Right.
I don't
Sure.
touch the rest of it. So, bold move, man.
I hope it works. I might not like. So we went to some Comic Cons the last couple of years just to do like some stories, and I noticed like we had a table at one of the comic at ArtCon last year. Well, there's nothing for anybody. They just come to the tables, they grab a business card, they grab a sticker or whatever, but we don't have anything to sell them. So I'm kind of hoping the next time we'll have like a magazine. So because people go to those things and they just want to buy shit, so it's like. So
Yes, they are.
So
they're
that's
buyers.
kind of like that was one of the incentives too. Is like, well, maybe we get that to have something on the table where people can buy it and make a little money, I guess.
No, I think that's key for that. So besides that, what's else is going on in Dustin Diggs' world with?
So for M.O.A.M, we obviously we want to bring other filmmakers in, and it was so great to have you guys because you guys gave us credibility last time at M.O.A.M. I just want to say that.
No, you gave us credibility.
No, you guys said,
man,
because everybody was talking about doing a film. This is a story about our first M.O.A.M, which was a few years ago.
So tell everybody what that is.
So it's Mother of All Movie Festival. So it's the acronyms. I guess I don't even know if it's the right word, but so. We were thinking like the bomb, like we're like I want something like it's a big bomb, and then like my Clayton's like, how about M.O.A.M? Because that was like the U.S. used that bomb, I guess it's called M.O.A.M. And I'm like, well, movies of all, and we're trying to figure out, and then he's like, and then we figured out the M or whatever for movies or whatever, and so that's how it came up, and then but when we did it though, I was like, well, we can get all of our friends and your friends, but like I gotta reach out to the guy I looked up to back in the day. This is true.
Okay.
We can talk about this. But I talked about it on my podcast, but I'll talk about it on this podcast.
The studio's small.
Yeah.
I was like, if we gotta have at least like on the Sunday, we have to have some good quality filmmakers. So then I reached out, and I didn't look like I was begging, but I was begging. So hopefully, you guys would put something in the film festival. And so you guys were nice enough to do that. So it gave us a little credibility, especially on that Sunday. It showed out. We had some really good films that Sunday, I thought.
You know what's funny? Is you called and said, "Hey, do you mind putting one in there?" Yeah. And we go, "I think we can get two in."
No, you did.
I called you back, and I go, "Hey, Dustin," hey, we got another one. And little did I know that you're just like, yeah, fill another spot.
Awesome. I had to fill all kinds of spots, but no, you guys gave me credibility, so I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that because we thought. For your first year, very well run.
Yeah,
we thought the theater space and how you handled that, and the VIP and all the extras you had. I thought you nailed it. Like you did some research and you figured out going. If I went to a movie festival, what would I want my movie festival to be? Right. And I thought you nailed it.
Yeah, I tried to bring the aspect of like our network to it, so that's why we had the podcasting upstairs. And then if I could do it, we're not gonna be able to do it with this M.O.A.M, but like I want to do like breakout rooms where people could like have speakers, key speakers, and things like that. Eventually, I mean that'd be like on the goal list or whatever. I
think that's absolutely awesome. And you brought us on to your podcast.
I did. Did I inspire you guys for this?
I did.
Okay.
A little bit, but you allowed us to come on and talk about Red Nighted Skies.
Yeah.
So we got connected you with on that, which now you're saying, Greg, it was an inspiration to you. And
he was.
You were like, hey, we got some good feature films in St. Louis. So thank you for highlighting us and Chris. Yeah. But then you had us on to talk about Red Nighted Skies, and we looked around and went, "This is pretty kick-ass. This guy's got it going on." Because we were impressed. We were impressed with your studio, what you had going on. Of course, I started diving into all your videos and the music videos, everything you were doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy cow, this guy's connected. He's working on some stuff. He's doing, So anyway,
I just try to stay busy. I just like to create stuff. It just, I guess. Just keeps you from being depressed, I guess, to be able to create stuff. It's kind of like a drug release, kind of. So that's kind of like why I probably push out more stuff than I should, I guess.
Well, I'll say this about all the stuff that you do and the festival. It's really good to see that because there's not enough of that in this region, in my opinion.
There's but there's some good ones out there. We're talking about
there are some good ones, some newer festivals because for
not enough.
For the longest time there was really only one or two festivals in town, and they were both run by the same organization.
Right.
And we had a lot of screenings there.
SLIF and
St. Louis International Film Festival and St. Louis Filmmaker Showcase. But I mean, that was pretty much it.
Right, and that's kind of almost like a gentleman's club. And so I tried back in my 20s and 30s to get my films into there, and I never got accepted. So that's kind of like one of the inspirations of doing our own film festivals. Like, well, why don't we try to get some of the other filmmakers, or maybe not as polished or whatever, but at least they're trying to put stuff out there. So that's kind of like they kind of invented M.O.A.M in the sense of not letting people like me in it. So
no, I get that, but here's the thing, man, because we played at almost every all of our films except for Red Night premiered at like the Filmmaker Showcase, and we were always like the centerpiece film that closed out the festival. And I think I don't know how many years it was, like 6 years of feature films, we won like 3 awards, and they were all like sort of gimme awards. You know, it was like, you know, best production design. And, you know, I'm a big fan of production design.
Yeah.
But, you know, a kid doesn't grow up to be, I want to be the best production design. No, you want to win best director. You want to win best picture.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you say. And all those other aspects are important. But it's like, man, in St. Louis, the judges never loved our stuff. But when we got outside of St. Louis, and even when we got over to Edwardsville, or not Edwardsville, when we got over to
with Kevin's thing.
Grafton for Kevin Edwards.
Yeah.
Like, wow, man, you know, here's, you know, best actor, best picture is like, man, we never get this at home, but we get it elsewhere, which is kind of funny.
Right. Yeah, he does a good one. And then we were talking about Hysteria Fest.
Hysteria Fest is a new festival that's just growing.
Yeah. But I think that's important. And Dustin, you were like on the ground floor of starting something like that. It can't be easy to just all of a sudden just go, I'm going to add this to my like already busy schedule of stuff.
I'm blessed that I have a really good group of core people around me that really help out. So so we have a real tight group. It's probably about 10 to 12 of us that we all work together. Yeah.
So how does that work for you? If you don't mind diving into that structure.
I actually learned it. What you said on my podcast it's just completing it. Like you get credibility. It's kind of like what we're talking about with James Dean. Like it just keeps snowballing. So as long as I keep producing stuff and putting it out there, doing what I say I'm going to do, it seems like I keep my kind of core group together and keep my followers, I guess.
Yeah.
So
do they help you with the film festival?
Yeah.
How much of the work is yours, and how much is divided up between like your? I'd say company, but it's not a company.
They help me with they help me with the promotions. Like AG does the photography. They consult. They help with looking at the films, reaching out to people. So
So you got a good support.
Yeah, we got good support. Yeah, it's not all me. Yeah.
How many films are you looking at? How many submissions are you getting?
We only have probably about almost 30 right now, but we're also 2 months out. And when we started our first M.O.A.M, we started 60 days out, and we were able to get 32. So I'm thinking I'll probably get about 50 by December. I'm hoping.
And when tell the audience when that is?
December 4th, 5th. No, wait. December 5th, 6th, and 7th. That weekend. The weekend after Thanksgiving weekend is M.O.A.M at Westport. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll put that out on our website.
Please.
We'll put that out on our social media as well. So we'll definitely share and follow that part of it, because I thought that was a key thing for us, for our movies to be in it, because we got a lot of good feedback, and we're like, hey, our movies back up there on the big screen.
I got room. We haven't talked. I figured you guys already did your run with Red Sky, so I was like, well, I didn't want to bother them. That's why I was.
Hey, why not?
Yeah,
I
have the.
Hey, we're making a deal right now.
Yeah, I have the DVD. So actually, I borrowed the damn DVD, and they haven't returned it yet. So I gotta get that back.
That's the problem with DVDs.
It is.
Nobody buys a new one.
Yeah,
but you did say something a second ago, which is really important, that credibility comes from finishing things.
Right.
And you are a guy, you're a finisher. You're a guy who gets stuff done. And you're one of the people that I think of in this town that, Matt Schmidt, Dustin Diggs, he's a guy that you know that he's going to finish whatever he starts.
Yep.
And even if things don't go 100% like you want, it doesn't matter. It never does. It's the completing it that makes all the difference, because there are so many people who just talk and talk. Right. They're going to do this and they're going to do that, and they're going to make this movie, they're going to make that movie, they're going to start this podcast, they're going to start this festival, they're going to do all these things, but they never actually do it.
Right.
And that's the secret sauce right there.
That's the difference. That's the difference. That's why you're on the podcast, right? If you weren't a finisher. No, honestly, because it's you have stuff to talk about. You have stuff and it's not only you're a finisher, you're a starter, right? You got a feature film that's in the works.
Well, it's a short.
A short. I'm sorry. I said feature earlier as well. So you got a short going on. Yeah. So you got all these aspects of what you're trying to do, because you just want to stay creative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So dive into like the feature, or I'm sorry, the short that you're going to finish.
Okay.
I already set you up as a finisher.
Yeah. So one of the shorts we're doing is you tell me what you think of the story. So it's a mockumentary tribute to This Is Spinal Tap. It's called The Suck Zone, and it's about a bunch of idiots making a porn movie, but the porn movie is a parody to Twister 1996. My friend Evan came up with the idea. He went to do like a skit, and I'm like, that almost seems like that could be almost like a movie in itself. And so I wrote the script as like an ensemble of all these crazy characters. Instead of like a gun wrangler, there's a cock wrangler, so a dildo wrangler. I'm sorry.
Right, yeah.
And then your buddy Joe Hammerstone that was in your movie. God bless his heart, he'll do anything, but he's going to be the fluffer on the set fluffer.
Oh, don't give it away! Come on.
So God bless him. But so I was like, "Well, do you want to do this one?" I got this part because he's like, we read the script and he wanted to be in it. And I was like, "Well, I wrote for all my friends," and I was like, "I'd love to have Joe Hammerstone back because Joe Hammerstone was his first movie was my movie that he ever did."
Joe
so I was like,
solid.
So I was like, "Yeah, he is. He is." And I was like, "Damn!" We got to get you back into like one of our movies again." So. I was like, this is what I got. It's a fluffer. It's not really do the job, but it's a good funny character.
It's
all implied. There's no like nudity. There's no like, but I mean, it's late night comedy, obviously. So, it's.
I think it's a solid idea.
It's funny as hell.
A porno based on Twister.
So because there's so many lines in Twister, if you watch the movie,
with Paxton, you mean the
Paxton, like the stuff they say, and so I watched the movie and I was writing all these lines out. So all the little lines they say in Twister, it started writing its own like screenplay for me because I was like, okay, I got to put this line in there, and so it was just like a little outline. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So is that in production now, or where are you at?
We shoot on October 5th. So
it's close.
It's close. Yeah. So but it's funny because we were talking about how actors flake out because we're from indie film sucks or So I have parts and then I have backups or like this guy could take these lines or whatever. I kind of map it all out. So if some people drop out or don't show up, like the fucking show is going forward. The thing goes forward no matter what. So.
I love that.
Yeah.
Have you had instances where you've had actors bail?
Oh yeah.
Do you have anything specific that springs to mind?
Not that comes to mind, but like what really pisses me off is like the day of, like it's like either they get nervous or something, or it's like,
or they didn't think it was real, or. Was he joking around?
Yeah, or they
showed up?
Yeah, here's my pet peeves. The thought. So I'm sure you guys can chime in this too. Is like, so somebody get there and it's like 12 o'clock call time. They're like, well, I got to be here somewhere at 1:30. I'm like, dude, like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
So,
been there.
So I tell everybody like, it's at least going to take 6 hours or whatever, So don't even like schedule it. If you can't come for 6 hours, let me know, because that's not how it's going to happen.
We do the same thing. We've purposely tried to get better to time out the call times. Mm-hmm. I mean, you owe that to the talent.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah.
You absolutely owe that to. Yeah. But in independent film, the one thing you don't know is what you don't know.
Right.
You don't know who's not going to show up. You don't know what that day is going to be like. You don't know where you're going to have to move on the fly because the place you thought that was going to give it to you for free all of a sudden wants $100 that you don't have.
Right.
And you got to move. And that sets production behind.
Yes.
Or they have people there that haven't moved out yet.
Or whatever it is. So now we just tell people going, if you can set the entire day aside, because we don't know if it's going to be 12 or 16 hours. Hope to have you out in 4, and this is what call time we're going to give you.
Right.
But we try to do a better job of setting people up. And I believe you do the same thing. It's just people don't understand going, when I said it's going to be 6 hours, I meant 6.
Yeah.
Or when I tell you 8, I meant 8. Or... if you're out in 4, great, but don't plan anything that day. Please.
Right.
It's independent film.
Right. Don't, If your grandma's having her birthday, let me know. Like,
Well, no, then say no.
Yeah, then say no. Right.
Right,
no.
because everybody wants to be in something.
Right.
But when it comes down to commit to it, it's like, but is that, it's that day? It's whatever, every excuse in the book. And it's not a knock on them, because I get it. Yeah. And we try to pay a little bit and give a stipend or something to try to make it worth their while. But they look at it and just go, hey, I told you I had to be out here at 2:30. It's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
So it's just funny.
Here's the other thing. It's like what the late, great Ronnie Coleman, bodybuilder, said.
What's that?
Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. Nobody wants to lift no heavy ass weight. That's true. You could apply that to
everything.
Almost everything.
Pour one out to him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So this isn't your first short.
No.
So what else have you done? What else?
So
what's your experience?
My start. So I met. So I knew about amphetamine through Paul Lancia, because Paul Lancia. My first thing I did was I made a show called.
Did you say amphetamine?
Yes.
Man,
that's right. Right.
One for that. No.
So this is 2002, and 2003 you had your pageant reveal.
Yes.
Yeah. But so I did a thing on public access when I got out of college called Suburban Times, and it was horrible, like, just show. We did a weekly show, and then we were able to get money. Back then, we were able to get money on Channel 11. We put it, like, late night on Channel 11, bought some paid programming, and that was, like, my first thing.
But wasn't it like kind of like a budget Dawson's Creek sort of show?
Yeah, and it was, and we would have people drop out and people leave, and then, like, the acting was, we didn't have, like, scripts or anything. Sometimes we had, like, outlines and stuff, and so then you have to deal with egos and stuff. We were young and insecure and stuff, so there were so many things wrong with it. But yeah, so that was my start, and then I did a movie called The Rise of Jake Thomas, which was like an action movie, and my friend Tyler Shaw feature. Okay, that was our first feature, which we actually made DVDs and we sold DVDs. Joe Hammerstone was in it, and then Tyler Shaw directed it. So yeah, and so back then I had this ego name called Romeo Ribisi. We did a web series back in like early 2010s called Failures. And,
I remember that.
Yeah, and so that DVD, we have DVDs for that. You can actually go to Slackers and still buy the DVD. So, and then started doing a show. Started the studio with Ari Schneider around 2018, and then started doing like skits with ST Alive and that's
really?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So what's the passion? Where if you could pick one, where would you put the effort and energy into? Because you put it all into everything, but where would you do that?
I don't know. I'm kind of wishy-washy because sometimes I just get like, because I was doing the podcasting, and I just, after a year and a half or a year, I just got real burnt out, and so then I stopped, and then I get excited again, then I do it again. So like it seems like just a seasonal changes with ideas with me. But I finished it though. I'd finished the idea, but then like we were talking about the magazine. I don't know if I would want to do a magazine every year, or if it was profitable. Obviously, it took me away from my day job. I would want to do it, but.
But come hell or high water, you're putting this first episode.
Yeah,
you're putting this
so, but if it cost me time and money, I don't think I would want to keep doing it. And same thing with like a films. It just like I go through stages of like, I finished this film now. Let's do something different. Let's go back to podcasting just to keep it. Yeah.
But isn't that great that we can, as creative people? I know we want to make feature films. That's the ultimate goal.
Sure.
Okay. And you want to do what you want to do. It sounds like you're diving into a lot of stuff, but it's great that we can have these different creative outlets, such as podcasts, such as you like the magazine because you're a good writer, that kind of stuff. Such as, hey, I feel like doing a short. Let's throw a short together. Let's do this. Or hey, let's throw together a movie festival or a film festival. Let's do that. I think it's great that it allows us to do those things, and there's a space for us to do that. So we're not trapped in anything.
In the modern world, we have access to this technology. We have access to all these outlets.
Yeah.
That 30 years ago, it wasn't there.
Right.
30 years ago, you had to shoot on, 16 millimeter. You had to shoot on film, 8 millimeter maybe. And you didn't have the internet. You didn't have social media. You didn't have any way to get your stuff out there.
But you also didn't have a way to get word out there that you were starting a film festival. Right? Because the only film festivals you knew back then, and I'm going back 20 years possibly, was what? Sundance, the big ones.
Oh,
right? Maybe 10 film festivals, but now it made everything accessible that people can just go, I can start that. I can do that. Podcasts weren't a thing. If there was a podcast, or if there was something going on, it was the professionals. It was the people that had the money.
Right.
So I take off of what you said about accessibility and technology, opened up a lot of stuff. And a lot of competition for us as well.
It's very oversaturated now.
Yeah, oversaturated, which isn't...
It's not bad, it's not good, though.
Right, you can't knock on other people we're all in the same pool, right? But it is oversaturated, and there's a lot of us that are just middle of the road. We're very good at what we do, but we don't have the funding, and we don't have the catalyst to take it out of that to get exposed, right? Mm-hmm. We're sitting up at the table tonight talking before we got on air, and we talked about how do you get outside your bubble?
It's hard.
You got 10,000
Yeah, but it's been there like for 5 years, and it really hasn't grown. We kind of maxed out, I feel like,
I was shocked that 10,000 is we're striving to get 1,000 right now. And that's our goal.
Yeah.
You're at 10, and you're thinking, our problem is your problem.
Yeah.
How do I get past this number?
Well, what I try to do, so when we first did the network, we had musicians. So we had a lot of the music scene, like in our page. And then when I was like, well, then let's try to get some. And we did a comedy show, and so we started hitting the comedians. And we did the film festival. Now we're trying to get into so we're trying to like hit different types of industries to kind of grow our network in St. Louis. But I feel like like you're saying, we have kind of maxed out though. Yeah.
Are you still pumping a ton on social media? Where do you feel like social media is for you?
Yeah. It feels like Facebook's like pay to play though. It just feels like I did a couple pay ads, and that seems like it gets traction. And if you just try to make a viral video, like we did this thing with a chip challenge, and instead of sticking in their mouth, we acted like we stuck in their butt, and the guy took a shit and went all over the fucking. But anyways, it was a funny ass clip, and you think that son of a bitch would have went like fucking viral, but it didn't. And I even put money behind it. I figured the chip challenge in the butt would be a good thing, a thing, for the late night digs or whatever.
How could I miss?
I could have missed. So we had a shit. So what we did, we
seen that. Go look it up right here.
Yeah. I'll send you a link. So we had a shit can in like a potato gun, but we filled it with pudding. And so when he's like, I can't hold it, and then we had the guy up behind him hit it and then just shot it over the wall behind him or whatever. It was from oh God, what's that movie? Hall Pass. Remember when she shits in the bathtub? Yeah. So that's where I got.
There's a movie.
Yeah.
There's a movie that got a lot of funding.
Yeah. What's your guys' favorite genre that you guys do? Because you did a mockumentary, which was great. Kind of that's inspiring to me.
I'll let Greg answer this, and then I'll try to chime in about not favorite mockumentary, just our path, I guess, because we were all over the place doing what you wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys want to do feature films, but I'm sure you feel the same way I do. Is that you don't want to keep doing all dramas all the time back to back? You want to change it up?
No, I mean that's been our approach, or my approach when I started making movies. The first film was Amphetamine, which was like this crime drama. Then we made a World War II feature. Then we made a mockumentary about gamers. Then we made a horror film. Then made a straight up documentary, then another mockumentary, and then the last thing we did was another action horror film. So it's been all across the board. But I would say, in my heart of hearts, what I really love the most are mockumentaries.
Really? Okay.
I do. My two personal favorite films are everything we've done, and I mean everything we've done, would be 35 Days of Post-Production Odyssey and Game of the Year.
Okay, yeah. But,
I'm also a horror guy, so I like making certain types of horror films. So, would I make another historical big movie like Rhineland ever again? Probably not.
Right.
But, if the thing about mockumentaries is they are cheap to do, and they are easy to do.
Right, you can fix the mistakes on set. Like Rhineland, you had to probably get the people there or the tank's going to be there today, and then you had to worry about all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Mockumentary, it's like, oh, he's not here today. Oh, we can have this location. Let's just film over here.
Yeah,
it'll be
we'll
fine.
Shoot around it.
Right, we'll shoot around it. Right.
Yeah, as an actor, mockumentaries are the favorite for me. As a business producer, I think the horror films are where it's at,
right?
From that aspect, because it's a built-in audience. We've talked about this on the podcast a lot. They are the most loyal fans. It's a genre that is forgiving. The fans are forgiving. They just want to be entertained, and you can find them all over the scale. So business-wise, I think we're leaning towards that, and we're getting pretty good at the ideas within that genre. But if we just had to go out and make films, it'd be mockumentaries for me. It really would. They're fun. Ad-libbing is awesome. The fun you can just have and just making it's just, do people get it? Is there a market for it? I don't know.
But
Game of the Year was a Dungeons and Dragons type aspect, and I was like, man, there's gotta be a huge.
Yeah, there should have been. Yeah, with
exactly.
That.
Thank you.
You think with the Comic Cons and stuff, that should have been huge. Yeah,
we shot it at Comic Con. We blew up their thing, and they didn't even know it.
Well, we shot at Archon.
Oh, you did shoot? Okay, was that Archon?
Yeah,
okay.
We only told security that we were gonna have this big fight.
Oh, okay.
One chance to do
one take, yeah.
And the whole gaming, the secluded gaming area, went dead silent. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it's in the movie.
It was a great moment.
And if you need a copy of Game of the Year before you leave tonight, let us know.
Oh, well, I'll take it. Yeah, we played it at M.O.A.M, but I would like to watch it again. Yeah,
we can leave you with a parting gift tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, We screened at conventions. We screened at Gen Con, the biggest gaming convention in the world.
Yes.
Guess who we went up against? Ghost in the Darkness.
No,
we did.
No, we went up against the Guild.
Oh,
with all the stars of the Guild, including Felicia Day, were in the room next door while we screened Game of the Year.
I knew we were up against somebody.
So we had 12 people in our screening.
Yeah,
which was not the worst screening.
Didn't you say they were lined up around the?
Yes. Yeah, you'd think Game of the Year would have blown up big because it is a gaming film.
Yeah.
That is about gamers, but not in a making fun of them sort of way, but kind of like it's a very realistic, heartfelt film. And, it is what it is.
Do you ever think about making a sequel to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already talked about it.
You should do that.
Oh, I'd love to make a sequel to it, but, that will be if we just want to do something for fun. We'll make the sequel to Game of the Year.
And I think that's the benefit of understanding independent film, because you got the skills to do it. You can put out a movie that looks like it costs $1 million.
You guys can. I've
done it.
No, I'm not your guys' level. I mean, for real, I'm serious. I'm not your level. I don't. My stuff doesn't look like your guys' stuff. But you could still make a story. If your story's good, the story's good. Though I think I still come with some good stories. But
yes. But you can do that, and then you can always back it off, get that same quality, and have fun with it for less.
Yes, yeah.
Because you're not putting all the energy, effort into it, and you're trying to do that. So we always come up with multiple ideas.
Yeah.
So we have our $500,000 movie we want to do. We got our $150,000 movie we want to do. We have the fun movies that we want to do, the $10,000 idea, and then the $2,500 idea, which is our mockumentary, right? Where we can just go out, have some fun. Everybody gets it, which maybe that's what you're doing. Everybody that comes on your set, they get it. They're out to have fun, right?
Right.
Yep.
And there's something to be said in that.
I know it's just it's like a day out.
I just try to keep it going with activities for everybody. So for your guys' writing process, what I do is I have writers meetings at my house, and so I'll have them read the scripts, and then I listen to it, so then I can make changes, and it helps me kind of hear it out loud. Do you guys kind of do that with your scripts? Have people read it, do the screen workshops or whatever, or is it
I've got a real specific process that I go through for writing, and normally if I get an idea, I get the seed of an idea, then that will turn over in my head for who knows how long, and then I'll write the outline, and then when I have the outline down where the story makes sense from A to B, then I'll start the first draft, and then about the third draft I will send out to a select group of people and say, hey, and not professionals by any stretch, but people that I know, said, here's the third draft, get back to me, what do you think? And then after I get that feedback back, I'll probably do another 5 or 6 or whatever drafts until it's 8 or 9, and then send that to the professional screenplay readers and pay $100 to $300 to get.
Oh, really? I didn't feel did that.
No,
wow. Okay.
They give you an itemized, and most of them are the same. They give you an itemized thing that says this, and they're looking for story gaps. They're looking for certain things. They're professional readers that have no skin in the game, and we like to look at and say they all agree with this. That's a check, right?
Right.
And there's certain things we look at and just go, yeah, we agree, but we can't change our story to do that. So I think it's valuable feedback.
Oh, it's absolutely valuable feedback.
Yes, I wish we could afford to send it to more to
Yeah.
try to see if we're cohesive with what they think. Because when you send it off, they're all independent. And when they all agree on something and say, okay, I nailed that.
Yeah, I'm good with constructive criticism, but sometimes people say shit just because they feel like they're in the room to say something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so then you gotta have to decipher between that person and what's really constructive. And so, but I like what you're saying, going through a process like that.
That's Greg. Greg is the writer. He's always been the writer. But I think what Greg has done, which I respect, is now that Brock and I are partners in the company, is we do a lot of banter before, when the idea is young with you.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about right before you get into that main writing process? And we're one of the few people he sends it out to.
Yeah.
I've never read a screenplay before I started doing movies. I'm not a critical guy. I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I'm a producer. So I'm bad at giving. I give feedback as an audience member.
Which is what I want.
So I try to just say, hey, here's my opinion. But we've already probably talked about it for months prior to that.
Oh, yeah.
On developing story and character and those kind of things. What do you think about this? And I think you do a good job, Chris, of absorbing everything everybody says, even though we may not think we're having a conversation about the script you're writing. You're asking about ideas and certain things like this. What do you think about this? How do you think about this? And I'm just like, what do you think about? But we also talk about who could play that part,
right?
Who could do this? What are we doing like this? And he's just absorbing all that, and then he pushes it out. I want to get personally involved more in the writing aspect of it, from a, hey, what'd you think about this? Or can we twist this or whatever? And my favorite experience was writing the 48 Hour. That was good. It was fun. It was my first experience with writing with Chris and brainstorming ideas in a short period of time. And he's like, this is hard. That's the process that I'm trying to get involved with, but that's generally the process Chris goes through.
Okay.
And having partners, you kind of have to go, hey, what do you think about this? What are you going to do?
Well, you can't just say, this is what we're doing.
Right.
No, yeah. Because that's why how I am with my group. I want them to feel like their voice matters too. I mean, because I'm not running a dictatorship over here. Yeah. So,
but it's hard when you're not a writer and you don't see that aspect of it. You don't see the.
Yeah.
It's not a play, right? Plays are different. Screenwriting is different because it's all quick sentences, short directions, and it's all visual. Mm-hmm. So if you write less, the screen plays more, right? So that's...
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Right? Less, the screen plays more.
Yeah.
Because you say more in a book, right? That's why a book's 500 pages.
Right.
Because you have to tell the audience the entire vision of all the words.
Right.
You can pan across, and it could be 30 pages of book on a 15-second pan.
Yeah.
Right? The sun rose from the east, and the eyes were this, and blah, 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 right?
Right.
That could be 10 pages of book. You can show that in one drone shot.
Right.
And it's
it's true, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the difference in understanding that. Yeah. And then if you look at it from an actor's perspective, which I think is important, going, would that actor actually do that, or would that work? Not necessarily plot lines. I'm not really good at that part of it, but anyway.
Well, you might, but I like to get actors' input on, because just for like character, like you probably know a lot about like just the character, like of that person you're reading about or whatever, your input, since you have an acting background.
We read it different. Actors read it differently than the writer would portray it, per se.
Yeah, right.
And from that aspect, and I think that's where I might add something and going, hey, I think for the one script you were writing, I'm like, hey, I think that Dennehy character from
Rambo.
Yeah, Rambo is kind of how I see this guy. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool from this aspect of it, So I pull out some movie stuff and just go, hey, what about this aspect of it? Because I think that's how it should be played.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I never thought about that. Let's figure that out.
As long as actors aren't just counting lines, because all actors.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I say the best actor is the character actor that can win an Academy Award for the smallest part making the biggest impact.
Right.
It's how you use
Alec Baldwin and Glengarry Glenn Ross.
Agree.
I act in other people's stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to do it like a monologue. Don't put too many lines, like a big old bulky paragraph. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm gonna go in a nervous wreck and destroy your scene or whatever. So make sure just little lines for me, please. If you're gonna put me in
short
something.
takes.
Yeah. Short takes.
Change it.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that though? Do you direct your own stuff?
Yeah, so like for the Suck Zone, to go back to that, so we actually read through that twice, and so I listened to them read it, and like I said, I changed a lot of things, and I know what jokes work and what doesn't, and then when people came and questioned me, like, well, why is this person like this or that, I knew, well, maybe I need to add that in the script so it's more apparent, so when we get to, so they kind of know all that, so.
Yeah, I mean, so do you write and so you're directing all this?
Yeah, I'll direct it, yeah, but I'm not like, I don't need like that title or whatever. Obviously, I'm the guy that's doing it or whatever. Okay. But like, I try to like let other people kind of lead in their own way, and if that makes sense, I'm trying to make a kind of bunch of leaders.
So you're the conductor.
Try to be the conductor. Okay. Yeah.
The director, same thing.
Yeah.
In that sense, but you're not in that traditional sense. You don't consider yourself that traditional sense. It's like you give them the direction.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the director, but I don't need to make it known that I'm the director. If that makes sense.
It does.
Like, but people know. Like, I don't know. It's I mean, I am, but like, I guess I'm a little too humble about it. But yeah, I'm kind of like I am the director, but like I try to like put leadership in other people too, so that way, so like our next skit we're doing, we do a couple skits every month. My next skit, I'm having somebody else direct it in the group, so they get a chance to direct.
So what do these skits play? What are you?
They're on the Arch Night Network or on our YouTube page, and so it's going to be part of the Late Night Digs thing that I'm working on for like next year or whatever.
Okay. So what's the YouTube page?
It's right now they're on the Late Night Digs or the Daily Dirt, like the one I was talking about with the shit and the chip or whatever.
Yeah. You've always had that.
Yeah, so you'll see it on Facebook. Yeah, we just did one. It was a newscast, but instead of like, you ever see like, there's a thing with like with the World Series with Vince Coleman. He was drunk and he was doing an interview with Art Halliday. And he's going, and everybody's going crazy. Art Halliday is just trying to do this interview, and then everybody's just fucking up the whole interview. So I thought it'd be funny since the chess capital.
I did see that back in the day.
Oh,
so this is a newscast. So they go into the chess world tournament.
This is the World Chess Capital,
right?
Yeah.
So we have a skit where we're doing a news thing of the guys won their chess championship, and instead of beer and stuff, they're throwing nerds and doing squeeze-its and Capri Suns and all kinds of stuff. And so that's one of the skits we just did last month, which will be out. Will be out in 2 weeks.
That's funny.
So yeah, so we do, and it's different types of levels. This like Suck Zone's really like a late night comedy, which is with fart and shit jokes, but we actually do comedy that can be PG and stuff too, and we try to keep it light sometimes.
So did you do a newscast for somebody's feature recently? You did something where I even called Greg and I go, "Did you see this?" I thought it was you. You did a newscast for something.
I think somebody used footage or something on my podcast. Maybe it was.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I don't know, but I love the newscast. Right? It's you behind a desk.
Oh, we did this like violent outlaw wrestling kind of thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I love the newscast. I love that aspect behind that. I'll have to find that and figure it out.
But I try to do skits, and so that's what we're kind of building up to. Is now this is 27 pages. Before we were just doing skits. You film it all one day, it's done. You don't have to worry about actors coming back. And then kind of build into doing something. Maybe we'll do a feature, but we're trying to like get the crew and get everybody gelled together and kind of learn stuff. So a lot of people kind of filling in. They're still learning how to do like the cameras, the lights and stuff. So we don't have like all the experts. And,
where do you film that at?
No, I'm just saying like.
No, what are you doing the skits?
Just my friend Clayton has all these properties, and so we like the sawmill. I think you guys. I think he asked you. So he owns a warehouse out in St. Charles, and so we're actually that's kind of like our studio now where we film shit.
Oh, nice.
So so it's like look, your basement looks better than the warehouse. So yeah. So
we talk about that a lot in independent film creativity.
Not knocking your basement. I'm just saying the warehouse is old. That's all I'm trying to say here. Yeah.
One day we'll turn the cameras around.
When
we get to 1,000 subscribers,
we don't want to break the illusion.
2,500 subscribers.
10,000
subscribers.
We'll turn the cameras around.
We'll turn the cameras around.
Deal.
But we talk about that a lot on independent creativity is how much you have to rely on other people to help you out.
Oh, right.
Hey, I got this guy Clay who's got this property and this is where we shoot.
Yeah.
I just think that's key.
Yeah, without him, I would probably not be able to do as much stuff as I do.
Or a guy like you who converts his entire basement into a studio.
Yeah, he has all the properties and I can kind of round up the people, I guess. So we work together well.
That's not a bad it's not a bad dynamic.
No, not at all. Absolutely not.
So what all do you have going on?
So big thing is M.O.A.M, and hopefully it all goes through. But December 5th, and then the magazine next year, and then I'm doing all the skits will eventually be part of this late night digs thing I'm working on, but that's not going to be until next year. I don't really still in development. So
Dustin Diggs YouTube, right? You can
Dustin Diggs YouTube. So I brought that back to do kind of like promotions for M.O.A.M, but like I don't know. I think I'm going to like change the set next year and do something different because. I like the table thing. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I noticed a lot of the podcasts are more like doing like the news panel, which is more. You guys are pretty good with the camera face, though. But like sometimes I feel like we're just too much side of face on people, and I don't feel like the audience is really getting into. I don't know.
Maybe
we are so new to this that we don't know.
So
when we get better at it, we'll let you know. But I like the way your studio's set up.
Oh, thank you very much.
So I like your camera angles. I like the way people look comfortable.
Yeah.
It looks just more like a couple people, like 4 people having a good conversation.
Yeah.
I think
And this looks like an interrogation.
And this looks like, that we are facing this and blocking our sign with Greg's head, and we're doing the best we can.
But your guys' content, you guys talk about great stuff, because I listen to your guys' podcast.
Thank you.
So I
Appreciate
do.
it.
I do.
We found one fan.
I do.
Okay,
I
check
do.
him off.
I
Dustin
do.
Diggs. I got a list going.
Oh, I do. Listen to like I was telling you upstairs, at least 5 or 6 of them so far. Yeah, I mean,
Not bad.
No, we really appreciate that because we'll support you in that side of things. So where can people find you as we wrap this up?
ArtistUnitedNetwork.com. You can find M.O.A.M on Film Freeway, as well as it'd be easier to just go to the website to submit if you want to submit, and then also on Facebook, Artist United Network.
Cool. Man, Dustin, we can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thanks. That's fun. This is great.
I'm glad you came in tonight.
Hopefully I was entertaining. I don't think I was.
No,
okay.
You know
Okay.
You know what we did tonight? We learned a lot of things.
We did.
What did we learn?
Well, we learned about the highs.
A lot of highs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lows.
Not too many lows.
But they're, a few.
A lot of in-between.
And the in-betweens.
Yeah, right. Of what?
True. Independent filmmaking.
Independent filmmaking.
On the Indie Film Sucks podcast, brought to you by 88mm Productions.
Tell somebody if you like this. Check out Dustin Diggs.
Yeah, please.
He's doing some great things around the community. He's doing some great things in very creative guy. I just think, you just check him out. Check out indiefilmsucks.com if you're an independent filmmaker and you want your stuff reviewed.
Or get on the podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Promote your own stuff.
10,000 followers, and we turn these cameras around, and you can see what the rest of the basement on Broadway looks like. So until then,
thrilling.
Brock is on assignment.
Yes.
For Dustin Diggs, Chris Grega, and Mackie. Peace out.
Peace out. Thank you guys.
Good
Thank you so
night.
much.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.